recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Woo, woo, woo! You know it!
You actually think you deserve a shot at this? You don't deserve buddy. You couldn't provide ice cream if the Dairy Queen, Carvel, and Cookie Puss drove an ice cream truck straight up your ass.
You should be ashamed I'm a part-timer, because I can do this part-time better than you could ever do it full-time.
This ain't no disco, ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Listen to me, Daddy! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome 3CT. We are live. It is Thursday, April the 20th, 2023. We're glad to be back with you on another week. We hope you are doing well. If you're following along with us live, give us a like, give us a share. We would appreciate that. Get as many people in here and interacting with us as possible. We appreciate Devin and Big Mac joining us already on the live feed. Make sure you head over to 3countthursday.com. Always the number 3, never the word 3. Get everything 3CT related. You can subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, YouTube as well. All of our social media is at 3 Count Thursday, and our merchandise over at the tpublic.com. Almost a full house. Hopefully we will have the 5th member joining us here shortly, but we'll start. Matt,
you all right, sir?
I'm doing well. Go Sixers, go Phillies. Let's get to the weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tim?
You all right, sir?
I'm doing good. Go Sixers. Go Braves.
Ooh,
and I'm also here for the weekend.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Intern Mark.
You all right, sir?
You all right, sir? Where is Smokey?
He's not here yet, Mark. He's all right.
All right, I'm here for the weekend. Go Sixers. Well, Jim, you know I live a fast life. I ain't got a type. Jim, I'm the cash type. Still getting dividends from a past life. I get your daddy's network on a bad night because I act right. And I'm sorry if that upsets you. Are you all right, sir?
I'm great.
You all right, sir?
I'm good.
You're good, Jim?
I'm good. I'm doing great.
Good.
I got a half day tomorrow. Calling some indie wrestling on Saturday, going to the Phillies with this guy on Sunday.
Right.
Holy cats.
So yeah, with this one, with Matt.
Someone took advantage of the free tickets, Mark.
Mark, you were invited. You were
invited to come.
You were, but
I'd love to go.
Now all those tickets are claimed.
He was invited to come.
But
there's Smokey's here. I just heard him.
No, that's not. It's a figment of your imagination.
Kim Lemon is here.
Kim Lemon, I do see Kim Lemon.
She's too sweet to be sour. Power, Jim.
The only time anybody's ever said that about Kim Lemon in her life, including any of her spouses, however many she had.
Does she have multiple? She probably has multiple.
I don't know because I don't give a shit.
She probably has multiple.
Right, so I bet some of those ex-spouses are still picking the seeds out of their teeth.
Oh, good
from Kim
God.
Lemon.
Wow, that's something that was said. We got to go Orioles. We got to go Kraken. Yeah, I agree with
who's Kraken.
Both.
The Seattle Kraken.
The Seattle Kraken, man.
What the devil's a Seattle Kraken?
What team are you pulling for in the Stanley Cup?
So I would love it if the Kraken won. I really would. So like that's the team that I'm like most pulling for because why the hell not? But basically anyone that's not the Rangers or the Bruins, I can at least be okay with anyone but those two teams. But I am actively rooting for the Seattle Kraken.
So there's really a team called Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's a new expansion team. I think this is their first or second year.
Second year. Yeah, they missed the playoffs last year in their first year, but they are in the playoffs in year number 2, which is exciting.
Like the mythical sea beast Kraken.
Yeah.
Kraken. I remember He-Man beat up a Kraken.
Not like your bones be cracking.
Oof. Yeah, I'm old and fat. My bones be cracking every time I stand up. Oh,
Amen.
Mike, I do not agree with those first two things on your... He's got to go Red Sox, go Celtics. I can't get behind...
It's interesting to be a Boston and Washington fan.
It's weird. I will agree with go fuck yourself, Peter Laviolette, though.
Although EJ is New York and then the Heat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but that's EJ. Why we can't try to figure him out.
Is Mike upset at Peter Cetera? That said.
What? Yes.
Something about Peter Cetera.
Something
Peter
like that.
Brady.
Hey, there you go, Devin. I agree.
See, I was a Washington, Atlanta, and then I didn't root for any. I don't root for basketball teams really. I had a favorite player.
All right, that makes sense.
Basketball, I feel like in basketball you can get away with having a favorite player.
Yeah.
And like being okay with that. And honestly, if I had to pick a favorite player in all of the NBA, it's either Embiid or Giannis.
Okay.
Solid choices.
Yes. I like Giannis.
All right, so yeah, Mike said he was born in Virginia. His dad's from Massachusetts. Okay, that'll pass. We'll pass.
Good try, he says.
But yeah. Really, honestly, if any of the Canadian teams win, would probably make me the happiest. It would the NHL.
Like the Leafs.
So it's I think there's 3 in the playoffs this year. It's Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Toronto. So if any of those,
the Leafs haven't won it in a long time, have they?
The Leafs haven't won a Stanley Cup since like the 60s.
All right, let's go Leafs.
They haven't gotten out of the first round of the playoffs since like the early 90s. So it's been real bad for Toronto.
I'm standing with my true patriot love.
There it is.
In the Great White North in Canada. I ride with my woes in the 6.
All right, let's check out the news of the world. All right, and the Rangers are down 1-0. That's exciting as well. Screw you, EJ. Screw you, EJ. All right, so the news I picked from this week, AEW is rumored to be adding 2 more hours of programming to their weekly schedule. They are reportedly set to debut AEW Collision on TNT Saturday nights from 8 to 10 Eastern Time, beginning on June 17th. CM Punk will reportedly be the star of the new Saturday night show, and the 2-time AEW World Champion is reportedly likely to start a feud with Chris Jericho when he returns to the promotion later this year. It's been speculated that AEW's brand split was a means of keeping certain wrestlers apart upon Punk's return. Currently, the 44-year-old remains indefinitely suspended after brawling with the Elite post All Out 2022. According to Matt Men's Andrew Zarian, the AEW's television network, Warner Brothers Discovery, has been told the former world champion is on his way back. Punk is said to be willing to work with the Elite, but Kenny Omega and the Bucks do not reportedly want to collaborate with him. The roster split will reportedly separate AEW rosters into people willing to work with CM Punk and those not willing to work with CM Punk. So how do you guys? We'll kind of split this story into 2 parts.
Topics about CM Punk and topics not about CM
Number
Punk.
one, and I think I tweeted this out from our account on Monday. Like, we've had the discussion on this show like before, and I think it was even like 6-8 months ago, something like that, about like, is there any wrestling that is like must see on a weekly basis? So like let's look at the wrestling week once this reported AEW Collision show takes off. Monday nights you'll have Dark Elevation and Monday Night Raw. Tuesdays Dark and NXT. Wednesday is AEW Dynamite. Thursday is Impact and Ring of Honor. Fridays is SmackDown, NXT Level Up, and AEW Rampage. And then Saturday will be AEW Collision.
Plus any indie show.
Right. That doesn't take
Plus
into account
or
indie wrestling, New Japan, Noah, GCW, anything else. That's literally just like.
What day does New Japan Strong air?
Oh, couldn't tell you.
I think that's a Friday. I think New Japan Strong is Friday or Saturday.
But yeah, I mean, when we've talked about like wrestling not necessarily being must see anywhere on a weekly basis, this is kind of what I mean. Like it's just trying to watch wrestling Saturday night. So yes, Saturdays you have AEW and New Japan. Is like when is enough or like do you guys just kind of take in when you can, when you want to?
I wouldn't say anything is must watch for me in terms of like a full show. There might be segments or matches if they're hyped up enough or advertised enough that I'll be sure to tune into. But to say I can't miss this episode of Raw, like I can't remember the last time that it was like I absolutely have to sit and watch this.
I mean, like, is Raw after Mania still like? Do you still kind of tune into that, or even that's kind of just like if I feel like?
Hey, I mean, in those instances, unless I hear something that's going to happen, even the Raw after Mania, the past few have been pretty flat in terms of what they used to be.
Yeah.
Because that used to be must see TV, and now I can't remember the last Raw after Mania where I'm like something huge happened.
Right.
Like even now I'm struggling to think like the last one I can even remember is when Dolph beat Del Rio for the championship in Canada.
Which was
like
2013.
Right, that was right after WrestleMania 29, right?
Like that's the last to like Raw after Mania that really stands out as something
10 years ago.
Extremely notable happening.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, I don't.
And I could be wrong. There's probably been a return or two.
Probably. Have we? No, because Brock's usually been on Manias. I was gonna say, like, has there been a Brock return? But usually he's on Mania, so he's already around.
Well, Brock returned the night after WrestleMania 28, right?
When he took out Cena?
Yeah.
Okay, because Mike just said when he took out Cena, so that was even before the Ziggler. Yeah, it was even before the Ziggler one. Yeah,
That was 2012.
We got a comment. Is Tony Khan trying to get as much programming on so that the video library is huge and he gets more money when WWE buys it when it goes out of business? I mean, it's smart business. You already have Ring of Honor and AEW all under one umbrella for WWE to buy out. But yeah, Mark, is it enough? When's is it too much? Maybe.
Well, Big Jim, it's never enough. Never, ever enough. But there is nothing out there that's must watch anymore. Those Raws after Mania haven't been as good. WrestleMania is a must watch. Royal Rumble's must watch, but a weekly show, not really. Do we need more AEW shows? Probably not, Big Jim.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't think we.
Mark poses a good question. Are all premium live events must watch at this point?
I mean, I watch them because I have Peacock. Now, right. if like I know there's been rumor and buzz about if WWE is going to return to a like UFC style pay-per-view model. I can guarantee you it will not be must watch for me every month on a pay-per-view model. It'll be the big four, maybe Money in the Bank, but I'm not paying $30 to $50 to watch Backlash. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not paying $30 to $50 to watch the show from Saudi. Like I don't think that WWE is going to go to that model, simply because the WWE doesn't need to sell premium live events. Like I think it's different from the UFC. Like the UFC, like that's where they make their biggest money. Like WWE has so many other avenues where they're just printing money that I don't think they need to. Like, I would think they would maybe even lose money, because I know I've talked to people that have said if they go back to that sort of model, like they'll cancel. People said they'll cancel their Peacock, and they'll
that doesn't cost WWE anything. I don't think
it'll just hurt them on it'll hurt them on the negotiations after.
Right, yeah. That would be the only thing, but they're not gonna. They probably stand to gain more initially.
Maybe, yeah,
switch to that model.
But yeah, I mean, premium live events, I watch all of them, just because I have them for free.
Right.
You know,
well, I mean, what about the international ones that happen at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon? Do you make it a point to watch those as well? Like if that's on and someone's like, "Hey Jim, do you want to play a round of golf?" And you
as long as as long as it's a nice day to golf, I will golf over watching the premium live event. Like if I am home and I'm not doing anything, I will put it on. But yeah, I generally, like, I'm not going to stop my day for a afternoon premium live event.
Right. I mean, the evening premium live events are pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the end of the day anyway. You know, for me, the kids in bed, I can just put something on. Whereas middle of the day, I'm not making it a point to do that.
No, like if it was a bigger show, like I know there's been like rumors about, you know, if they do a SummerSlam in the UK or somewhere else again or whatever, like if it's a bigger show and we're like the group of us gets together to watch them, then sure, I make an appointment. But if it's just a like off month, just a random Saturday afternoon in October, like I'm probably watching college football over the premium live event, or like I'll have college football on my TV and the premium live event on my iPad with like an earbud in, that I'm more like listening to it than I am watching it. Mike asks, will you stop your day for Money in the Bank in the UK? Probably, because it's Money in the Bank. Because that one will probably be earlier. But yeah, maybe that'll probably be the only one, because that's kind of that's a more important show typically, or a more fun show typically with the.
And what is the time difference? I should know this as someone that watches
+5.
enough Premier League. Right. So
+5.
I mean, an 8 p.m. start time UK, you're talking 3 on a Saturday. I mean, that's. Yeah,
and it could be worse.
And I mean, and it's also 4th of July weekend. So like, it depends what I'm doing that weekend. That's my birthday weekend. So like, it's up in the air. I'm not going to sit here and guarantee right now that I'm going to set my time aside to watch it. But if I'm home, I will watch it for sure.
What I think the answer is now is not, is it must see? I think wrestling is must DVR.
Yeah, I DVR.
I think that everybody's DVR should be full of every wrestling show you can get.
I record NXT every week, and I mark it as watched every week.
Right, but then if something were to come across the wire and be like, this is the match of all matches.
Yeah.
You have the ability to go back
easily
and watch
accessible.
it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's part of the problem of like must see nowadays anyway, because of how easily accessible we can get our eyes onto something that might be must see. Like none of us are, well, some of us may be watching like a sports event right now, but our attention is split. But if we weren't watching, we all have social media, whether we have blue check marks or not, and we can see in an instant the coolest shit that just happened to let us go, hey, yo, by the way, I should probably go watch this thing because something cool just happened. So I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah.
And so that's where it is. It's the ease and accessibility of wrestling or just media in general takes away from the must-see-ness.
Right. Yeah, like I usually, like I will have Raw on Mondays. Some weeks it'll be on the iPad and I'll have an earbud in. If I'm watching something else, I'm catching up something else on DVR, or like right now the Stanley Cup playoffs are on, NBA playoffs are on. Like the last couple nights I've had TV, laptop, iPad all on a different sports game or wrestling show. So yeah, it's kind of just they're all attention grabbers, but I'm not like fully invested in any one of them. Mike clarified his question. He said, "Is Money in the Bank big enough for you to want to watch a daytime premium live event?" Yes. Yeah. Money in the Bank is big enough. Backlash, probably not. That would be more one where it's like, if I see enough people talk, if I miss it and I see enough people talking about a certain match, I'll go back and check out that match. But I won't necessarily check out the entire show. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, but on a weekly basis, like Raw will be on. I usually have Dynamite on while I'm prepping stuff for this show. But like, I couldn't tell you the last time I watched NXT. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched Impact. I don't have Honor Club. I maybe watched SmackDown once in the last month.
Right.
Rampage, Level Up. Is Level Up even on regular TV, or is that a network deal?
I think it's Peacock only.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know. I will probably watch the first of these Collision shows.
Right.
But then, similar to how I did the Rampage when Punk returned or debuted, and then after that, who knows? Like, who really knows? But to the second part, to the brand split, to the seemingly reportedly very split locker rooms of like willing to work with Punk and nah, fuck that Phil guy. How do you guys feel about? I don't know. I don't think that a roster split in AEW is a bad thing. With the size of that roster, but is it the best course of action to cater to Phil that much?
In a business sense, yes.
Okay.
If AEW wants any chance at selling out Wembley Stadium for All In, they need all hands on deck. And CM Punk proved to Warner Brothers Discovery, to Tony Khan, and even the EVPs that Phil from Chicago brings in money, rakes it in, hand over fist. And hold on, breaking news. Breaking news. Something's coming in. I almost forgot the fifth horseman. Ric Flair, get on down here.
Hi, Smokey. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Did they put the flowered pot in front of the internet again? Is the Easter basket blocking the internet again? He says he's really laggy.
Probably too soon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Smokey.
Can you hear us? Mark was worried about you.
I was worried about you, Smokey.
Oh, no.
As Smokey was coming in, I'm afraid something came out of Kirby the Magnificent Fluffy Dog, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
So Mark, wait, Mark, are you leaving us, Mark?
I'm just gonna. I'll be back in just a second.
All right, we'll get Mark out of here. He's got to go clean up after a dog mess. I think Smokey's kind of half with us.
Yeah, talk him.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
So,
figure it out.
Yeah, I think the AEW. I don't want to use the phrase needs. Well, They shouldn't need anyone, right?
Okay, right.
But if they want to be profitable and they want to maximize their input or their intake, they need Punk out there. AEW was the most watchable, the most followable during Punk's tenure on TV. We were talking about that stuff all the time. And now it's what? We're complaining about, I'm complaining about MJF. So,
I mean, at least you're talking about him. I feel like it's a very forgettable title reign, which sucks to say because I've always loved MJF, but I don't think it has not been a good title reign at all, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's not a whole lot of coincidence around the fact that all of a sudden the Phil buzz is back and all of that when you announce a show at an arena at a stadium that seats at full capacity close to 90,000 people. Now, do I think that they're going to try to fill a full 90,000 seats? I don't. Part of me thinks that they may do because there's multiple levels to that stadium, that the upperest bowl may be closed off with tarps and screens and banners and whatnot, and you're probably looking maybe somewhere closer to the 65,000,
right,
which would still be tremendous for AEW. I mean, I know during the pandemic, and they did the what the hell was the stadium stampede or whatever. We talk they're doing it at the Jaguar Stadium, and we're like, man, wouldn't that be wild if they tried to run a show here? And a lot of the buzz was they're never gonna be able to fill a stadium. And now we're in a world where they probably can,
right.
So yeah, I mean, from a business sense, absolutely smart. And here's the thing too, with this, these are all reports about people willing or not willing to work with Punk. And maybe some of it's just trepidation from how things left off in August. It's a more of a wait and see. Is he really gonna play nice, or is it gonna be a problem?
I mean, realistically, how many people do you need to want to work with Punk? Storyline wise, you probably only need a handful that are willing to do that.
True.
The others aren't going to walk because he's on the roster.
Right.
I doubt it's to that point. Would they work a match with him? Maybe, maybe not. So that's probably where that comes into question. But again, you can probably get away with 2 or 3 people saying, yeah, I'll do it. And there you go. You're fine.
Right.
Because, I mean, yeah, especially because, AEW does 4, maybe 5 pay-per-views a year. And, as we saw from Punk's first run, he's not going to be an every week wrestling kind of guy. He's not going to be out there, having matches every Wednesday on Dynamite and all of that.
Sorry, my dog shit on the ground.
It happens, man. It happens. You sound and look much clearer now.
Solid waste.
Look, I got a Arnold here.
You got an Arnold.
Look at this.
Arnold.
Look at that. What do you got?
It's trying to talk. You don't talk.
No, you don't talk. Arnold doesn't talk.
Yeah.
You got a faulty Arnold, my guy.
Yeah, you gotta train your Arnold, Smokey.
You gotta train your Arnold.
I'm
the Bob Barker of Arnolds. Have your Arnold spayed and neutered.
Holy cow.
Mike says, "What if more than
Arnold
half
should have never reproduced?
What if more than half the roster
Thanks, Arnold.
doesn't want to work
You're welcome,
with
Smokey.
Phil from Chicago?" Hey, I don't think that's necessary. I mean,
I think that there's more people on the roster that would work with Phil than people who wouldn't work with Phil.
yeah, I mean, look, say what you want about Phil, have your opinions about Phil, but the bottom line, if you're in a program with CM Punk, you're going to have the most eyes on you for that show and within that company.
And he might be a dick, but he's not unsafe. Like, it's not like you're working with Ryback.
Right, exactly. Right. And like, and honestly, outside of like the Elite, like there are also guys like FTR that love Punk and defend Punk. So like, you know, it's not a situation where it's like Punk versus the locker room. I think it's just there was an incident at All Out, and you know there was fallout from it, and it's resolving itself because they need to sell tickets, and like it is what it is. And that's business, and Punk knows business as well. Like I mean,
well, some of us think that there was never a thing,
well,
and that this is all just a work.
I mean, there's that possibility
because. If I thought that the effing Montreal screw job was a work, then Brawl Out is like Brawl for All. Like, what else is there? There's nothing for me.
R.I.P. Bart Gunn's brains.
Rip Bart Gunn.
I mean...
Rung him like a church bell.
Yeah, no kidding. Just
midnight mass, baby.
But yeah, so June 17th, we are I guess now less than 2 months away from the reported beginning of AEW Collision.
I hate that name.
The name sucks.
Collision.
So Dynamite, Rampage, Collision. Like Dynamite best, Rampage second best, Collision third.
I like Rampage
better.
The most.
You like Rampage? So Rampage, Dynamite, Collision.
More so because I just think of the video game.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Or the Rock movie, the Rock
that makes
vehicle.
Sense. I like that.
Jim Ross is on Rampage, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out there being salty and misremembering stuff. Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I'm the bitch.
All right.
I'm a bitch.
So does that mean that they're gonna split the commentary teams too?
Well, do they have different they have different commentary teams for Dark and Elevation, right?
So one of them is Taz and Excalibur.
Okay.
Taz Excalibur.
One is
Taz Caliber.
Tony Schiavone, Paul White, and Daddy Magic.
Ooh.
Daddy White Tony.
Yes.
Daddy Magic. Daddy Magic on that.
Daddy Tony White.
But
yeah, I think that's the commentary team for
Daddy White.
To be honest, I haven't watched Dark Elevation.
Nope.
6 months.
Nope. If anybody wants to help us with who the hell is on commentary for the YouTube shows for AEW,
I think I'm right.
You can let us know.
I will say, of the times I've watched Dark and it was Excalibur and Taz doesn't give a shit about commentary.
Nope.
Dark is Taz and Excalibur. That is
okay.
Correct.
And they just fucking yuck it up.
Mike says, I can't wait for the Big Show Mark Henry commentary team.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh.
I think if they split it, Dynamite will be Taz and Excalibur.
Yeah.
I think the Saturday night show will be Tony Schiavone and Big Show.
With Schiavone doing play-by-play?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Rampage is Jim Ross and Excalibur?
Something like that, yeah. I'm honestly not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure on
that. But you also have to think, too, they also have Ian Riccaboni. They've got Caprice Coleman.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the only
Nigel McGuinness.
They have Ring of Honor wrestlers and AEW wrestlers intertwining on all their shows, but they don't have like the best commentators and the best ring announcer doing AEW shows, which blows my fucking mind. But it is what it is, I guess.
Well, because the Dapper Yapper needs a job.
Ugh. Does he? I thought Dynamite was great this week without him, but
was it Dasha again this week?
Yeah.
I like Dasha.
I like Dasha. Yeah, I think she was doing some of the ring announcing when we were down at the show at Baltimore.
There was, something happened this week, and a lot of my affection and feelings may have been moved from someone to Dasha. And I just hope Dasha doesn't break my heart.
Oh man, yeah, it was a tough one. Pour one out.
Pour one out.
Pour one out. All right, let's go to week number 2 in season 3.
Since John Moxley, Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These 5 guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. 3 Count Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
Tim, I saw a hand raise there for a second.
Before we get into it, I
Sure.
feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't. I'm going to be the waiter. I need you to hit the button that we hit earlier today. Ryan.
You all right, sir? Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
Cool. That's all I needed.
Good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, running a little late.
That's all right.
Had a little bit of food delivered here. We're good to go. We all right.
We all right,
I'm all right, sir.
We all right.
You know what?
All right, sir.
For you, Shane
Oh,
McMahon.
for God's sake.
There it is.
The best in the world.
I was gonna let it die this season. I really was.
No, it's too late.
It's too late. If you were gonna let it die, you should have let it die last week. 'Cause-
We are due for a board cleanup.
Yeah, we'll do that one of these Tuesdays.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Board cleanup day. Spring cleaning.
Come Tuesday.
Well, speaking of cleaning, I'll be right back.
Tuesday.
Again.
Oh my God.
Shane
Kirby, poor Kirby's been sick.
Oh
By the way,
no.
oh, poor thing.
I don't think it's I think he got into the puppy's food and was eating that, and I don't think it agreed with him.
Kirby's a firm believer in come Tuesday and shit Thursday. Anyway.
Come Tuesday.
No, Jim. How
If
many
you guys
versions of Shane McMahon do we actually have on the board? If we were to eliminate one, we still have
We
like
have
4 or 5.
3. We have the regular length, we have the long one, and we have the Devon sized.
I
And
would
we have
motion
the hillbilly one.
eliminate all but the hillbilly.
Well, the hillbilly one's just the long one.
Yeah, okay.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I'll be right back, boys.
All right, take care of business, Mark.
TCB, baby.
All right,
Does
let's
Mark have a kid to do that with that new dog?
seriously. What's the point of having them kids?
no.
Well, that's for the new dog. This is Kirby. Is his
Oh, it's the
dog.
old
Oh
dog.
yeah,
Okay,
this
that's
is
his dog.
That's his responsibility.
I suppose. All right, People's Champ this week, selected by Devin, won the.
Don't even say who did it. No,
he-
just give us the champ and move on.
Why?
Why? We'll.
It doesn't matter. That's
Tom
fine.
Dreamer.
But Tommy Dreamer, I guess, is going through some.
This is your fault, Ryan.
I know. I fucked up.
Could
I'll
have just
own
given it to me.
I
Could
mucked
have
up
given
real
it to
bad.
me. Could have just said everything's great.
I was looking through the scorecards, and like Tim brags an awful lot for only winning 3 of the scorecards.
Yes.
And Tim, you didn't even come in third at that WrestleMania card. Devin.
Yes, I did.
No, you have to check the numbers. my
Well, no,
friend.
because didn't it was a
Oh, that was
cumulative
right. We
NXT
combined.
and WrestleMania.
Yes, it was a
Yeah, okay, I forgot
combination.
that, 'cause
Yeah.
I just saw Devin in third place on WrestleMania.
No, because you have to account for the NXT card too.
Whatever.
Wait, hold on.
Don't get used
Let
to
me
this.
hold on. I gotta look up I gotta do a journalism. Tim, you
So
want to give
you
your
missed-
wrestlers of the week?
First of all, I want to take this slander out of people's mouths talking about me. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you feel good, you play good. I talk shit and I get hit, but I'm willing to put my chin out there and take it. So why don't you just shut the F up and let me cook and let me get cooked? Now the reason why I messed up on Impact is because I did my scorecard on Thursday, and then Mickie James decided she wanted to fucking give up the title, and it blew up my whole scorecard, and I didn't go back and fix it.
Nah, you should have seen that coming.
No, why would I think that Impact was going to let both champions give up their titles?
That's a very Impact thing to do, Tim.
It actually would be.
That checks
The
out.
most Impact thing they could have done. This is my genius
Just
idea.
You know what? We had a good 21 years. We're out.
In a white flag.
The most Impact thing they should do, and this is one of my ideas, they have a pay-per-view every year called Genesis. And at Genesis, they strip all of the champions, all of the current champions are the number one contenders, and you crown all new champions at the beginning of the year. Every year.
I mean, I actually don't necessarily hate that.
Right.
That's not a bad idea.
Just
honestly,
strip the titles.
AEW should have done that when you reset the standings board that they don't have anymore.
You're giving too much creativity to Impact. I think that's above.
I know Russo hasn't been there in a while. So
woof. Before we jump into the wrestlers of the week, there's a tweet earlier today from WrestleVotes. Hearing there's a new joint show in the works between WWE and USA Network where kids will compete with superstars in a trivia challenge, currently titled WWE Tall versus Small.
That is the worst fucking shit.
That's terrible.
God.
But anyway,
that sounds disgusting.
I will watch it though. I guarantee it.
From the makers of Team Little Big comes WWE Tall versus Small.
All right. Tim, your wrestlers of the week.
So, number 5, it all came to an end. Rest in power. Powerhouse Hobbs' TNT title reign. It's back on the War Dog Wardlow. Number 4, he is all elite, and by God, he's a human highlight reel commander. Number 3, winning back the Knockouts Championship that was vacated is Deonna Purrazzo. Number 2, the New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions, and now the champs of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Aussie Open. And number 1, got to give credit where credit is due. First time being world champion means something. Kudos to Steve Macklin. And now there's another family sitting atop Impact Wrestling.
He ain't lying. Matt, why don't you go next?
Sure. In 5th place, Wes Lee for successfully defending the North American Championship on NXT. 4th place, Wardlow, for the reasons Tim mentioned, finally getting that over that title hump, winning there. 3rd place, Io Del Vikingo for retaining the AAA Mega Championship at Triple Mania Monterrey last week. 2nd place, Steve Macklin, your new Impact champion. And 1st place, former guest of the show, Deonna Purrazzo, for regaining the championship that Mickie James had won and needed to vacate in the most Impact of storylines.
All right.
Possible.
Ryan, we'll go to you next.
Yep. That's a good point. The Miz.
I'm sorry, I was told titles matter.
I know. But I think The Miz had the best match he's had in years on Raw against Seth freaking Rollins. It always takes a really good dance partner. And
go figure. Seth Rollins had a really great match.
Right? It's wild. But really great matches mean something here on my picks.
I thought it was just going to be because he was married to Maurice this week.
I had Trish Stratus initially as my number 5 because I thought she cut a great promo, but then I remember the rule was that titles matter. So
she was on a magazine cover that one time.
She was too. Yeah.
She was on TV Guide.
If you want to, you can update.
It's too late now.
Okay, all right.
Can't do it.
Aussie Open. I read that they won championships over there in the New Japan. Steve Macklin made the list. Deonna Purrazzo is a new women's champion over there in the Impact Wrestlings. And lovable local referee Zach Carlucci tops my list, who beat a guy in SWO, and now he's in charge of SWO. He owns SWO or something like that. So that's a pretty big deal.
Wait, really?
That's bigger than a championship. He owns the whole
he
freaking
owns
thing.
the whole company.
The whole
I
company.
wish I knew the actual
Are you
story and
serious?
not just Ryan's hearsay.
It's not hearsay. I read it on Facebook.
Oh no, I'm saying you said he did something and maybe owns something. So.
Yeah, it's SWO out of York. I know that.
Right.
And he beat a guy. I can't remember the guy's name that he beat, though, but he was the guy that had it.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you exactly how Mr. Carlucci can make a small fortune running SWO. He starts with a big fortune.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We will.
Agreed.
We will reach out to Mr. Carlucci. Mark, your top 5
You
for
all
the
right,
week.
sir? Oh, with the top 5 now.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead.
All right, I got number 5. I had
Oh, hi, Mark.
Solo Sequoia. Hi, boys.
Close. You're close.
That was number 4.
Ah.
I had the Commander. Commander finally got bumped up from Corporal. So good job, Commander.
Who did he wrestle this week? I forget.
Is that
he wrestled-
Corporal with a K as
Wish.com's
well?
Seth Rollins.
No, this is for Mark
Switchblade.
specifically. I know it was
Jay
Switchblade.
Switchblades.
I just wanted to see if Marcus knew.
Hey, do you know which one's Switchblade? Could you pick Switchblade Jay White out of a list?
Oh, well, sure I could.
Oh, boy.
Jay White.
Just a whole bunch of Seth Rollins looking motherfuckers.
It's like Bob White, but it's Jay White. Jay White. So the Commander
Not
had
on
a
your
heck
list.
of a
Keep
match.
going.
Heck of a match. Then I had that Solo Sequoia. What a great week he had. He beat the Riddle. And he beat Raymond Mysterio.
Beat the Riddler.
He beat the Riddler. He beat up the Joker. So he had a good week. Darn good week. And I had Steve, from My Three Sons, Steve McMurray. Stepped in the ring.
This week. I should have never showed up.
You could have
So
just
he beat-
been here
Yeah, you could have just waited till Tuesday.
That's on me.
come
Wait
Tuesday.
till Tuesday. Till Tuesday. The number 2, I have the Warlord. He became the Powerhouse Champion over on Dynamite. On TNT. And former co-host of the show, Deonna Purrazzo, took the women's title over there at Impact. It's an Impact or is it TNA? TNA. Come on. Sick of this carrying on.
You're sick of the carrying on? Oof.
I'm
Good
sick of
Lord.
it.
There's an irony.
TNA wrestling.
Hey, Big Jim, what's your picks?
All right, number 5, making his return to SmackDown last week, a match I actually saw as it happened, so that was fun. Shinsuke Nakamura back in the mix in WWE.
Very good.
Commander, number 4, now is officially All Elite, so congratulations to him. Wardlow, the first question mark 3-time TNT champion, I believe, beating Powerhouse Hobbs this week. Steve Macklin, new Impact World Champion, and Deonna Purrazzo, your new Impact Knockouts Champion. So, Tim, where does that leave us for the week and for the year?
For the week, tied for 5th, Zach Carlucci and Commander. Aussie Open, split in 2 points apiece. Wardlow in 3rd, Steve Macklin at 2, and Deonna Purrazzo sitting atop the throne for week 2. And with that, it puts her in a tie for 4th for first place on the year so far. That's a lot of women in the first spot for 3CT, with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Deonna Purrazzo flanked by that handsome devil, Sonata, that Mark knows exactly who that is.
Oh, good looking man. That's Sonata.
At 5th by himself is Steve Macklin. Tied at 6 is EC3 and Wardlow, so maybe EC3 can not be on the list come next week. And tied at 8th is all those Aussies. Grayson Waller. I think Grayson Waller is actually a Kiwi. And Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, Aussie Open.
All right. That leaves us at the end of week 2.
Since John Moxley and Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These 5 guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. 3 Count Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
The 3 count question of the week.
So there was a little bit of dust up, a little buzz, I believe, yesterday, Tuesday, maybe. That Bill Goldberg
come Tuesday
is not too happy. Apparently had some sort of handshake agreement with Vince McMahon and the WWE that he was going to get an official retirement match and kind of get to leave on his own terms. Of course, we have not seen him since he lost to Roman Reigns sometime in 2022. I don't remember exactly when. So I thought, if Goldberg were to have an official retirement match, who would you like it to be against, and in what company? So anybody can lead us off if they would like.
Bret Hart, WWE, let him finish the job.
Oh my God. Wow.
I have some news.
Like a breaking news?
It's not, well, it's breaking as of February, but I just read it for the first time today.
Okay.
It's breaking because it happens in 2 days.
Oh, what's happening?
Can we take that breaking news sound effect and just slow it really down low for when Tim does this next time?
Maybe, yeah.
Like the Remote song.
Okay, so for now, let's we'll do this. Nope.
Perfect.
What's the breaking news, Tim?
Macho Man Randy Savage's hit album, Be a Man, is getting a limited re-release this Saturday at Record Store Day. And there's only 1,000 copies that'll be sold.
Yeah, I have friends of mine that usually make their way out to some record stores for record day that I'm like, if you find this, buy it for me. I do not care the price. I will pay the price. I will pay the freaking price. Did I ever tell you about it was CD Warehouse in Lancaster when it was going out of business? They had a copy of that behind the counter, and like I went in there when they were closing up shop, and I asked the guy, I was like, because they were, it was like everything's for sale, whatever, and I'm like, how much for the Macho Man album? And the guy's like, it's not for sale. I literally put $200 on the counter just to see, and they wouldn't sell it. So I don't know if one of the people working there had already laid a claim on it or whatever. Man, I was bummed out because I thought I was finally going to get that, but I did not. So I'm hoping my fortunes will be better this Saturday. But Tim, Ryan, Mark, any thoughts on who you'd like to see?
1,000 total pressings, and you're hoping to be one of 1,000?
I'm hoping. I mean, you got to have hopes, Matt. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I'm sure the Record Connection and Ephrata will get 5 or 6 copies.
Of course they will. It's a huge store. I
did find the CKY record store day pressing there a couple of years ago, so they do get a few copies of shit, but I ain't gonna hold my breath.
Oh, not at all. I don't.
And if you're there, you can go right down the road to Mother Truckers.
It's right. I mean, it's right next to it.
It's right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to see Goldberg have a match, so I'm not going to answer this question.
All right, that's fair. Mark or Tim?
I had the best answer off air. I'm going to run it back.
Yeah.
The entire Hart family. I want him to jump Goldberg, all bones and all. Just Bruce Hart in sunglasses and dad jeans, just beating up Goldberg for no reason.
What about the one that had 2 last names?
Smith Hart?
Yep.
Smith.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he
too.
passed
I
away.
think Smith Hart's dead.
Yeah, Smith Hart passed away.
You can
Bring
use
him
his
out.
steamer. Bring him out.
I said you
Psycho,
could.
didn't Diesel use Mad Dog Vachon's fake leg once?
Yeah,
I believe so. I said you could have him wrestle the redacted Hart, and then if Goldberg kills a man in the ring, nobody's going to be upset.
At the same time, Redacted Heart could just pull out a gun and shoot him. Who knows?
Well, there's that. There is that.
Make him go away forever.
Both of them.
I don't want to see this match at all.
You know who I want? This is bad.
Who?
This is 2 Thursday shows in a row that he's going to get brought up. But there's another Jewish wrestler who I never want to see wrestle again.
Oh, yep.
MJF?
No, him too.
No, I think he was discussed on the Tuesday show.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 podcasts.
It's a back-to-backer.
Oh, if I say it one more time, it's like
he's gonna appear. I think
it's like what, Bloody Mary?
Yeah, or Beetlejuice.
The Joan Jett guy.
Redacted.
Oh.
He's a star.
Is that also in hopes that Goldberg kills a man?
Yeah.
Man, perfect.
Double it up.
Mark.
Well, I really don't want to see this match either. I have zero interest in seeing another Goldberg match. Zero. But I did pick one. I was thinking Edge and Goldberg, spear against spear. Edge.
Where they both go to spear each other.
Edge will make that match 37 minutes.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I don't want that.
I don't think Goldberg could take it.
I think Goldberg could with an Edge match.
Yeah, actually, you probably could. With an
Lots
Edge.
of looking at yourself.
If we're all naming people, then I'm going to name Funaki and Taka Mikanoshu in a handicap match.
Oh.
Taka, stable mates with Handsome Sonata.
There you go.
Oh.
Sonata.
The name of their stable is Just 5 Guys.
That's I love that.
I knew none of that.
Makes me hungry. If Goldberg is to actually have a real last match, it's a tag match. It's Goldberg and Sting on the same team against I Don't Give a Shit.
Sammy Guevara and Commander. Because that's how AEW would do it.
Here it is. It's Goldberg, Sting, and Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara, MJF, and Jeff Jarrett. Ha ha!
That, you know what? That's a collision match if I've ever heard one.
That's an AEW all in Wembley Stadium.
I was going to say, like, is Tony going to shoot his shot with all the buzz of Goldberg not being happy with Titan Sports?
If I were Tony Khan, I would be throwing so many one-day contracts at every major star who can still wrestle.
Nope.
Kinda.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. How are you going to afford your cocaine? Can't do it.
He's getting a deal on the building.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're not paying for that building. That's practically the Jacksonville Jaguars' second stadium.
So I can cocaine and have one-day contracts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well then, let's do it.
Mike.
Let's do it. Let's bring all of them back.
Depending on who you're signing to a one-day contract, the coke might be a bundle deal.
Big Mac says Goldberg and MJF, the Old Testament outlaws, versus.
Oh, come on, my face.
Jesus.
Oh, Jericho needs to be in that match.
Versus Sting and Darby versus Jericho and Guevara. Yeah, Jericho's.
Goldberg. You pull out Jeff Jarrett and you put in Chris Jericho.
Oh.
Jericho and Goldberg have to blow off their feud from 27 years ago in England. The pillars explode. Sting does something. Sting jumps off the top of Big Ben. I don't give a shit.
Charlie Caruso will be in the corner of Chris
Please,
Jericho.
God, no, please, no.
In Jericho's corner, absolutely.
Absolutely in Jericho's corner.
Actually, probably in Goldberg's corner too. Let's be honest about it.
No.
Come on.
He just loves
Tim's
motorcycles.
Let's be honest. Let's see here. We have a AEW against Sting or Paul White.
No.
Let's see. Rob says WWE against Brock, the guy he had his best matches with since coming back in 2016.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't think that's true either.
His best match was against Dolph. And
Yeah,
that's why
it was.
Sammy Guevara's got to be in that 6-man.
That's actually a good point.
Sammy Guevara is AEW Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph. Yeah, it's true.
Even though they own Dolph Ziggler's brother, Nick Name.
Oh, they do. That's right. They do have
Ryan Nemeth.
Ryan Nemeth.
Yeah, Ryan Nemeth.
Ryan Nemeth.
Actual bootleg Dolph Ziggler, not as good as Sammy Guevara.
Let's let's do it against Joe Namath. I think this is watching Goldberg spear
I'm
Joe
gonna kiss
Namath.
you.
Could be hilarious. Let's see. Joe, a friend of the show over at Take 3, says Bret Hart. Let's get Conrad to run the show. No,
And then he said unicorn.
Well, yeah. Well, he accidentally posted a unicorn like emoji.
Unicron?
Accidentally.
Unicorn.
Goldberg eats corn the long way.
He probably does.
He does.
Still does.
You know what? I want it to be an AEW, whoever it's against.
I do too.
I really, really do.
What if he shows up on Impact and jackhammers Steve Macklin for the championship?
I would love that too.
That could happen.
I would love it. What if he shows up in AEW and jackhammers MJF for the title?
What if he shows up in AEW and he is new Wardlow?
Old Low.
And he actually gets a Jewish heavy. How awesome would that be? What?
Is that what happens when a Jewish guy gets a boner? Is that called a Jewish heavy?
I don't know.
I've never heard that.
That's
you've heard the joke
Jewish
about
soak.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but I think so honestly and truthfully, I think Goldberg as MJF's heavy is probably the best use of Goldberg ever. He doesn't talk, he spears people, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think that
You get all the great stuff of Goldberg.
I do honestly think that
Only if his theme is Hava Navila, though.
I do.
What if it's Hava Nagila but set to the Goldberg beat?
I love it.
Tim, you have friends. You have friends that are music dudes. Can we get that?
Goldberg's got a chair, and he just sets it up and starts raising people, and it never hits anybody with it. I love
he
it.
Steps in,
The
he
pyro.
steps in front of, and then they pick him up in a chair.
Oh my god!
I love it.
Yeah.
The pyro shoots out of menorahs, though, out of the side. I love it.
All right. You know what? I think that is the perfect
We're done.
place
Put him
to end this show.
that.
I don't
Do
think
it before somebody can say the C word. Quick.
Yeah, we gotta get on out of here real quick. Thank you everyone for tuning in, for listening in. We certainly do appreciate you each and every week. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Make sure you're subscribed on all podcast platforms, YouTube, TikTok, social media as well. You can get our merchandise over at tpublic.com. And until Tuesday on the podcast, next Thursday live, we hope you stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the pin.